now.
I don't know who said it. Somebody said they missed Jordan, our director.
He's probably watching right now.
Going, yes, I'm irreplaceable.
This is what happens when I leave.
How about that?
Jordan is loving this.
Oh,
Good for
yeah.
you know that. First show, Jordan's missed. You know that, right, Paul?
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
All right. Welcome to Hour 2. It's the wildest darn thing. Like, it's Friday. Everybody's having a good time, but they've lost their heads around here. John Frenzy stayed with me. I popped up. I said, where's Chucky? Where's Charleston Hughes? Hadn't seen him yet. He's sitting out in the lobby, yakking with everybody, wearing a green shirt. And then I run into the bathroom trying to get him a white shirt because he can't wear green. Everybody's got their thumb up their butt around here because it's Friday. Yeah. Hello, you can't wear green.
I know. I've been trapped in that 2 or 3 times.
So Charleston is putting on a new shirt, and he's going to race. Look, it looks amazing. He looks ripped. See? He looks lean, white, taut, tight.
But I don't like you can't wear green and white here. I can't wear green and white. We're the Rough Riders. We can't wear green and white.
Because look at the wall behind you, Lynch. It's green.
I know.
Charleston,
there's got to be a way around that.
There isn't a way around it, no. So we got him, sack legend, Charleston Hughes, joining us here in the bunker. How you doing, Chucky?
I'm doing pretty good.
They give you a day off from landscaping?
Yeah, there's never a day off, I don't think. So I'm going to continue to do that, continue to make people's homes look awesome.
Good. Well, nobody I could think of better to do it than you. By the way, we had Mark Cohan with us in Hour 1, the former commissioner of the Canadian Football League, who was the commissioner when Charleston came into the league. And certainly he's not envying the people that run the league now. Let's put it that way, Mark. But he's still running the Canadian Junos. He's the chairman of that, and they put $15,000 in arenas for that, and they can't do that either. So I'm just telling you, if you missed Hour 1, you might want to go back and watch or listen to it with Mark Cohan. John Frenzy here with us, Hall of Fame Rough Riders broadcaster, and coming up a little later on, Arash Madani. But Charleston, everybody loves you in this province, and there was a time that not only would you not have believed that, I wouldn't have believed it.
I wouldn't have believed it either. I mean, people used to hate me when I was in Calgary, so.
But they love you. You know why they love you? Because you're the best. And you are.
Yeah.
The best defensive end in the league. The best defensive lineman in the league. And you are. See, I'm not trying to flatter you. You're not going to give me some gum.
Yeah, I accept it. I'll chew your gum.
I got to say this, though, Charleston. And, man, it's awesome having you in here, by the way. I saw Jeremy O'Day's comment the other day, the Rider GM, about how guys are taking this as resting up their bodies and how, I don't know if you saw the comment or not, but he said some guys have never felt this good in August in their whole lives. How are you? Are you taking the advantage to rest up and tear after this all-time sack record?
I don't like it. I didn't want to take time off. Never did. I'm not the type to just kind of take a backseat approach and kind of like sit down and just, take this as rest time. No, I like to stay active. I like to keep moving. I mean, let's be honest. I'm 36 years old, so I can't afford to really take time off, take a year off from football and be removed like that. So I got to keep the engine going as much as possible. So, I mean, me personally, I'm probably going to move on, keep doing what I'm doing, off the field as far as, my work goes, my business goes, as far as taking care of my family. But as far as just like being active and everything, I'm going to have to figure something out, whether it's taking boxing classes, whether it's taking an MMA kind of approach, whether it's jumping into any other sport. Like, I'm going to have to figure something out to kind of stay active and keep the legs rolling.
Very interesting that you would say that, because all the players are in different positions. Everybody thinks you all feel the same way, one way about this, but you all have different perspectives. You all have different, right? You would feel differently at 24 than you do at 36 about this, right?
Not necessarily, man. I kept the same.
Well, everybody's
mentality.
Disappointed.
Yeah, everybody's disappointed, man. I mean, I wasn't disappointed because when I first started my career at 24, I kind of set myself to prepare for situations like this. So, I mean, unlike other players, I've always kept a mentality. Just like last night, I was on my show last night with Keon Raymond and Brandon Smith, and we had this talk where we were like, you know what? I'm glad that we had the approach that we did at a young age to not rely on football, to always have like an off-season job, to always work outside of football, and really just kind of keep yourself active as far as your business goes, or your resume is built off outside of football, right?
There's a lot of guys in retirement, a lot of Rider players, imports here all year now.
No, there's not. There's not a lot of guys that remain here. I think I might be the only American that's still in the city like this, but actually I am 100%. I mean, there are a lot of guys who play for Saskatchewan who still remain in the city, like Chris McKenzie. I think
there's a lot of alum.
There's a lot of alumni that kind of remain in the city, which is good. I mean, but they kind of take advantage of it, like I have, where you at least stay in the city where you're playing football, to embrace the whole culture, right?
But I'd like, Charleston, if you could speak on behalf of CFL players, because I talk to them every day, and it just seemed that Monday's announcement just gutted them because they thought you were going to play. So they're really down this week. And I felt we were preparing them that they weren't going to play. Right? Guys thought you were going to play.
I mean, I thought I was going to play, man. I mean, to be honest, I went on like a little 3-month diet just to make sure I lean out, make sure I'm physically ready to play. I was always running the whole time. I was always posting online that, I'm clocking a mile, trying to get under 7 minutes on the mile. So I was always running the whole time, but I really wasn't lifting that much. But I started lifting weights, got my strength back where I wanted it to be, started dieting, got my body where I wanted it to be. And then when everything shut down, I was like, okay, now I guess I was doing all that for nothing. So now I got to kind of figure it out and, figure out the next move.
Did the coach present what happened to you? That there was no more football? Or who did? General manager?
Yeah, how'd you get the news?
I actually got the news from some of my coworkers.
Really?
They presented it to me before I did, and when they said it, I was like, get out of here. But then in the back of my head, I went on my phone and went to go look to the side, and I was like, oh shit, they're right.
And then how did you feel?
Like I said, man, I gave up on the thought back in May, and that's just in the back of my head. I was hoping that we'll play. So when it comes down to it, in the back of my mind, I was like, you know what? I have to operate like you got to prepare for the worst scenario. So I said, all right, I'm gonna prepare like the league is not gonna happen, and try to set myself up for success no matter what. And if the league does happen, then I'll use that as like we did have a league.
A bonus. A bonus.
Yeah, it's a bonus. But I've already been preparing like it wasn't going to be a league. So it wasn't shocking to me. So
do you have faith that next year, 21, there will be a league?
I mean, I'm on the fence. I'm prepared for the worst case scenario. Always prepare for the worst case scenario. Never prepare for the best, because then you'll let yourself down.
Is that a football thing?
I don't know. I don't know whether it's a football thing or not. I mean, most guys always try to look on the brighter side of things. I try to prepare for the worst, man. And then if there is a football season next year, I'll be ready. That's all I can say.
Good. Well, speaking of, so producer Clark has a question. How many sacks would Charleston get in a 6 to 8 game sprint of a season? What were they going to say, 6 this year? What do you think he could have?
Man, I was banking on 12. I was banking on at least getting 12 in a 6 to 8 game season, especially because every single year I kind of start off fast and I jump ahead of everybody in sacks. So, I wanted it to happen because, like I said, I don't really want to take a year off, and I'm chasing the sack record right now. So for me to chase that sack record, I mean, I planned on breaking it in 2 years. Now, maybe 3 now.
Yeah. And you're getting pretty good cheese, too.
Yeah.
Right. So you want to play.
I want to play.
Well, you're considered the best defensive end ever play in the league, and now you got a chance to show it. So I guess there's pressure on you, eh?
Yeah, it was some pressure, man, especially, like I said, because I'm up there in age, so now I got to figure out how to remain young. What's the secret? How do you remain young?
Me?
That's a good question.
I'm 82 in 2 weeks, so 83 in 2 weeks.
What is your secret, Lynch?
Huh?
What's your secret?
Walking. Truthfully,
there you go.
Walking.
Staying active.
And everybody that knows me best know I hate walking. Make my back hurt.
There you go. But
my wife has got me walking every day.
Yeah, okay.
And you were swimming, too, up until, what, 75?
Yeah, then they're afraid that...
So that's how you remain young. Your wife got you young.
Yeah. That's right. Well, he married younger, too, right? She's a lot younger than you, too, right,
well,
Lynch?
not a lot, 4, 5, 7 years, maybe.
Well, it's still younger. Younger's younger. But Charleston, Lynch said it. you're going down in history as one of the greatest defensive ends that the league has ever seen. And when I see you go off on lack of all-star nods or like the voting, and I'm like, Chucky, you're a Hall of Famer anyways. Don't worry about this stuff. Just go do your thing. But then it dawned on me, maybe this is your motivator. Maybe you need that chip on your shoulder. Will you always be motivated by that stuff? Because you realize that stuff doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter.
Does it matter?
It doesn't matter.
To me, it don't really matter.
No, it doesn't.
Because I already know my fate, but all my teammates kind of know my fate when it comes to football. Like, I mean, they've been calling me, oh, this the Hall of Famer, this the future Hall of Famer. I mean, when your teammates start recognizing you as that, then it's like,
then
okay,
you know.
Then you know. You kind of got that in your head where, all right, I know, and I have to uphold my reputation now when I'm on the field as though if I'm a Hall of Famer, I got to be a Hall of Famer every single play. But when you got like media guys and panel people say,
Like us.
when you got panel people that aren't believers in what you do, I mean, yeah, it motivates me to drive them. And I'm gonna if you don't believe, I'm gonna make you a believer.
Right. Well, he's talking about TSN Lynch, not us.
I'm not talking
This
about
panel
you,
is pro
man.
you.
Yeah.
And realistically, we've seen you in the field, we have eyesight.
Yeah, you got eyesight, and if you don't see that, then I figure out, man, what's wrong with those guys?
Well, it's funny too, by the way, Chucky, because the only reason I said I hope it doesn't bother you is I don't want to see you upset because you don't deserve to be upset. But it dawned on me that if this is what fuels you, that's fine. Because there's always going to be haters. Some guy said to me, Chucky only has one move, the dip rip, one move, but it works. Is that true?
I mean, yeah, if you don't know football.
It was an ex-player, actually,
Yeah.
but still. D lineman,
Hey.
but still.
Put it like this. If I got one move for a 12, 13-year career, and it's been working all this time, and you're an offensive lineman, and you ain't figured that one move out and how to stop it yet, then, of course, I'm going to keep doing that one move.
It wasn't a criticism. He was saying nobody can stop it.
Yeah, nobody can stop it.
Is that sheer power, or what is it?
It's finesse.
There's a difference, isn't it?
Yeah. I think the one thing that had me where I am today is, as far as success goes, is being as acknowledgeable as I am about the game and understanding, I guess manipulation of the game. Like I figured out, like, from Chris Jones, really. I mean, he's the one who taught me how to watch film, how to take advantage of certain situations in the game, and really how to not quit on plays. I mean, that's just the 100%
Second
thing.
effort, right?
Yeah, it's about second effort. It's about, studying your opponent is like the big thing.
It's a funny thing, by the way. Wayne in Victoria, BC is watching, and he says, Charleston is a class act, but I didn't realize that until he became a rider. Keep up the sack attack, brother. That's a rider fan in Victoria that's watching. Listen,
Shout out to Wayne.
This Sask Calgary thing, Charleston, I got to ask you, because on your podcast you had Bo the other day. And on one hand, because we got a lot of viewers in Calgary, they're saying you need to bury the hatchet rod and get over it, and so does Bo. And on the other hand, I'm thinking, I'm not sure I want to get over it, because it's so much fun, and everybody talks about it, and we can't all get along. Can you give me both sides of this whole deal?
You have to have arch enemies.
Yes.
Yeah. Superhero, whatever. If he's the superhero or you're the superhero,
Need a villain.
yeah, you got to be the villain.
Isn't it fun? I have a tremendous amount of fun out. I don't think he's having much fun with it. That's all.
I think he's having fun with it. No, he's having
Serious?
fun with it. Bo is a good guy, man. I don't know why people have him streaked as being this, arrogant, bad guy. He's not really like that.
He's got an own 1 hour radio show,
I haven't even heard. I haven't heard the show yet, and I plan on listening.
My
to
son-in-law is the MC on it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Well,
MC.
there you
He's
go.
from Regina.
Do your son-in-law think
Your
he's an arrogant
stepson.
guy like that?
No.
Oh, he's a good
No,
guy.
he thinks he's a real good guy. Thinks he's a real good guy.
He's a good guy.
Well, my thing, and don't tell Bo this, but I swear if we were on the same team, I think we'd be great friends.
Yeah.
But we're not. So
That's why I said boxing match, charity.
oh my
boxing
God.
match.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
He'd destroy me. He'd destroy me. Something else. But the thing is, Chucky is, Blake in Kendersley says, I love to hate Calgary. This is what the CFL's missing, is that kind of stuff. You played Charleston in the heyday of the Riders Stampeders. Hatred, man. Those games, that's what you live for.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Do you have a team that you hate that much right now?
When I played for Calgary, I used to have a lot of good games against Saskatchewan.
I know.
Like, surprisingly.
Trust me, I was there.
I think out of all 130 sacks that I got, maybe 85 of them came off sacks.
Are you kidding?
And who were you victimizing the most? Aside from that one horrible game in Calgary, Derek Dennis. I think he had like 4 or 5 sacks, didn't you?
Well,
you remember that?
Yeah, but that's because I've always told like ex-players that I've always played against, like, look, I've told Stanley this. I've told Dennis this. I've always said, if I ever got a chance to play against you guys, I would destroy y'all on the field. Like, just because they see me at practice, and yeah, I turn it on sometimes at practice, but for the most part at practice, I'm trying new moves. I'm trying new things. I'm trying to figure out, angles and stuff. And I always told them, like, don't think that because we're at practice and it's easy to block me that it's going to be like that in the game. Like, I can cut it on in a game and watch you play, and I'll make it hard on you.
Well, you know what's awesome is how Derek Dennis, because we had him for the 1 year, and we became great friends. He's a talker. You're a talker. So to see you guys go head to head was a lot of fun that night. Did you feel bad that you buried him so bad that game?
No, man, I don't feel bad at all. I told you.
You showed him up, that's all.
I got a reputation to uphold.
Right.
I couldn't believe Derek Dennis wasn't an all-star in Saskatchewan. He played great in Calgary. He has again last year. For the year with the Riders, he wasn't that good.
I don't know, man. It's a lot that plays into that, though. It could be, coaching style. It could be technique. I mean, when you're playing trying to block for Bo Levi, I mean, he's smart with the football anyways, so he's going to throw fast. He's going to do what he can to avoid sacks. He's going to he's going to cater to his offensive line. So, I mean, when you got a guy like that you're blocking for, it makes it easy.
But I can also see, too, players in systems and cultures like Nick Lewis, for instance. It's not hard to see why you guys did so much winning in Calgary with you guys' attitudes. You just expected to win. There's something to say about the cockiness and the arrogance, but you deserved it. But Nick said he'd played for coaches before that didn't let him be himself.
Right.
I'm not going to name them, but he was never comfortable under certain coaches. You get it, right? And I think with Derek, that's what happened here.
He wasn't allowed to shine, really. And
yeah,
I think you have to let your players do what got them here. So let them be the player that they can be. If my guy's a 100% pass rusher, not so good in the run, take him out on first down, put him in on second down. Let him do what he does best. If you do pass rushing best, let him play the pass rush. I mean, you got to try to cater to your players. Use their strengths and weaknesses, and that's the sign of a good coach.
I've never quite figured that out, though, why teams will sign a free agent and try and flip him from right guard to left guard or Sean Lemon. What does he do? One thing.
He knows that. He gets to the quarterback. He's a pass rusher.
But why would Chris Jones try and put him at tackle or move him around? And that wasn't to fit either. Mm-hmm. Right? So I'm with you. But why do coaches do that?
I mean, I don't know, man. At some point in time, you just try to move a guy around and use him as a distraction, I guess. But
do you do that to show they can do it?
Yeah.
That they're smart enough to do it, or is that? Do they really try to get the best out of the player?
That's not getting the best out of a player, man. You got to kind of put the guy in position to be successful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the other thing with Willie Jefferson, I mean, you can put him in a lot of different places too, but there's certain things that guys are better at. When you're 6'11", what's Willie, 6'7"? I mean,
6'12".
Right. You can move him to some different play, but he's not a he's not a Sean Lemon. He does his own things too. That's all.
Yeah, Winnipeg did a great job of that, of using his talent, using his extreme athleticism to make plays. And that's all you can do with a guy like that. Is Willie's probably the most athletic defensive lineman that, I've seen in the CFL in years. And, I mean, it's kudos to him, man. He's a baller.
By far he is. He's a freak. And he'll tell you that. By the way, just hang on, friends. We're going to go close to the bottom of the hour with Charleston, and then I'll let you guys both go. Lynch, your ride will be here. But the viewers have questions, and this is a great time to ask them, I think. Gary in Winnipeg says, what does Charleston think of the Labor Day and Banjo Bowl versus Bombers? Chucky, I just want to twist that. The Alberta Labor Day Classic or this one? compare the two?
I think the Calgary Edmonton thing, it was kind of an easy battle for us. We used to roll Edmonton.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like Sask and Winnipeg, for some reason, ever since I've been here, they always kind of get the best of us and always find a way to squeeze us out in the long run. So, I mean, I feel like it's more of a battle when it comes to the Banjo Bowl. And, I mean, Winnipeg, I don't know. For some reason, I don't like Winnipeg, man. They rub me the wrong way.
Well, they certainly deserve to be Grey Cup champions last year.
They did. They earned it, man. Zach turned it around.
Yeah.
You can't even knock that. Like, I'm happy for him.
I think we all are. But just back to that Banjo Bowl thing. Winnipeg's been good in your time here. Let's not forget.
Yeah,
very
that's what
good.
I said. Ever since I've been here, they've been they always seem to nudge us.
Well, they won the majority of the games here.
Yeah.
I guess that's. In
Yeah,
fact, the playoffs.
and I don't even know why. It just seemed like they always come out with the win. We'll do good against everybody else in the league, and then Winnipeg will just squeeze right past us.
It's an interesting thing, though, because Strevler started that game for them, and I thought there wasn't a chance in hell that they were going to beat the Riders in Winnipeg with Strevler. And I give a lot of credit to Paul Appolice, of course. Great play calling. Used Strevler's, what should I say? Strengths.
He can't throw.
He can't throw, but that day he did. Are you surprised that he's in the NFL?
No, he's athletic, man. He's a baller. Plus, I think he went to the Saints, if I'm not mistaken. No,
Cardinals.
Arizona
Yeah.
Cardinals. So I think they're gonna use him the same way that the Saints used that quarterback that they got
Taysom
there.
Hill, yeah.
Yep. So they're gonna use him the same way, where they can line him up anywhere. You can put him on kick return. He's an athlete. He's a threat as being an ex-quarterback. And, I mean, when you put the ball in his hand, he's going to make a play.
You think he'll make the team?
I think he'll make the team.
Well, if you're following any of Cardinals camp, which I am, they're happy with what he's doing, what they brought him down there for. And that's the one thing. Maybe you could speak on this, Charleston, because you've had your time in the NFL. They're not necessarily looking for the stars. It's like Mike Riley and Bo Levi are not in the NFL. Chris Strevler fits something that the Cardinals are looking for. It's kind of like Ryan Reeves, Jordan's brother, playing in the NHL with Vegas. He never scored more than 20 goals in junior, but it's not always the All-Stars that go to the next level.
Yeah,
right?
It's not always the All-Stars. And I meant to ask Bo this when I had him on the show not too long ago, is when he was in Minnesota, I heard a rumor that, he made the team. I heard the rumor that he was offered to be on the team.
Yep.
But I think he was offered to be on the team to coach up the next guy.
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, I think they offered him to be there, but we want you to help our quarterback see the field the way you do. And he turned it down. And I was like, you know what? I would have turned it down too because I want to play it. I'm not going to help this guy see the field the way I do. Like, if I'm the one that sees the field the way you want to see the field, let me play.
Yeah.
That's why the Vikings have been the biggest disappointment in NFL history.
Yeah, who does that? I mean, it's because
their mentality.
It's because the politics of the game, and they're highly invested in the Kirk Cousins. So, I mean, when you think about the business side of it, then yeah, I see why they said that.
They don't want to look stupid more than they want to win.
And the Vikings will be the same way this year too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. By the way, just before we let you go, a question here. Producer Clark says, can Charleston discuss A.C. Leonard and Chad Jeter and that defensive end tandem in Saskatchewan? Those guys with you?
I mean, let's every single defensive end that I've played with, every defensive line, I help most of the guys try to see the field the way I do and try to mold them into seeing the game the way I do. So everybody that's played with me has had success. So A.C. Leonard, he was always an athletic guy like Willie Jefferson where, he can do a lot of things that a lot of people can't do. Mm-hmm. Like I've seen A.C. Leonard in mid-stride jump over somebody that was standing upright and clear him. And I'm looking like, man, that was an athletic move right there and nobody saw it on the field. But Chad Jeter's the same way. He's an up-and-coming guy. He went to Montreal for a little bit and the Riders released him and I totally disagree with that. And, I was like, look, we need to bring that guy back. I don't know why we let him go. Like, he's a great football player. He's an up-and-coming guy. All he needs to do is be coached up properly, and he'll have success in this league.
Everybody's writing in now about the Charleston surf sack dance. Let me ask you this. How often do you get asked about that in this province? Does that come up?
A lot, man. I've seen a lot of kids out there, performing the same little surf shimmy. Can you do it?
No, I can't right now. That guy over there can, though. Yeah. That's John Wick there.
Do you get tired of explaining where it came from? Everybody wants to know.
I don't, man. Everybody think it's surfing, but it's not. It's snowboarding.
Right. And from what, though? It started in Philly, did it not?
Yeah, it started in Philadelphia, man. I actually took it from a guy. I can't even remember his name no more.
It's not important.
He was a kick returner.
You made it famous.
Not even important. He don't even play anymore. But
right.
Yeah, I watched him do it in one game after he returned a kick return back, and then he started surfing like that. And I asked him, I was like, "Where'd you get that from?" Quentin Demps, actually,
okay.
That was his name. And I asked him, "Where'd you just do that?" He was like, "Yeah, I just did it." Just because it was the only thing I could think of at the time. I was like, yeah, I'm still in that. You're never going to do that again.
That's awesome.
That's my patented move.
Charleston, keep the shirt. Stay healthy. Hang on, Lynch. We're going to go to a commercial. You don't need to get up. We love you here. Can't wait to see you back on the field. But thanks for all you do. And thanks for being a first-class guy.
Yeah, thank you.
Same goes for you, Frenzy.
Okay, see you tonight.
Sim kickoff tonight. Riders and Edmonton, 7 p.m. Lynch is going to do the color. Not talking about that, Clark. Arash Madani coming up after the break. It's the RP Show on Facebook Live, Game Plus TV Network, and listen live at rodpeterson.com.
You're watching Rod Peterson on demand. For more of The Rod Peterson Show, visit rodpeterson.com or follow Rod Peterson on social media.